Right, so in this video we are going to discuss how to place in images or any external thing in a Photoshop. Okay, all right. So pertaining to Photoshop, there are I think there are two main ways to import a file. Before we talk about how to import a file, let's talk about files that are compatible with Photoshop. Okay, one, you can import a PDF into Photoshop. Yeah, it will work. Yes, you can import a PDF into Photoshop. You can import a picture in JPEG into Photoshop. You can import a picture in PNG in Photoshop. You understand later the difference between PNGs and JPEGs. All right. Okay, so let's move. Let's dive in. Let's go to. I've downloaded a lot of things. Let's go to my downloads. All right. Good. So in my downloads, you can see images here, or you can just see. If you want to know this one is a JPEG, just tap here, like you're about to rename, or you can just move the hover mouse. Will tell you that the item type is a JPEG. Can you see that? So the item type is what? A JPEG file. What is a JPEG file? A file that has its background on is what? A JPEG file, right? So for this, I think there is no background. It is only the object. It is only the icon or something that's here. So that object is called a PNG file. It has no uh background. I think the full name is portable network graphics or something like that. I stand corrected though, but it has no background. That's why it's called a PNG file. Okay, so um how do I import a picture into the Adobe Photoshop workspace? All right, so just like, you first have to locate. I think there is two ways. The first one is called the drag and drop. Okay, the first one is called the drag and drop. So maybe I want to input this one to the into the working space. I can just drag it onto the page and I drop it. It has been embedded on my canvas. All right, good. So you can do it several times. The number of files that you want, or the number of images that you want to place on your working sheet. Anytime you are done, anytime you embed, make sure you tap on the correct sign here to approve that you desire to put this image on your canvas. If you don't do that, you will not be able to work on anything. All right, good. So these are the two ways. Another way is go to file, you go to I'm coming you go to file, you go to open, then maybe you want to my downloads, it will open it here. Then you tap on this sign to make it a layer, so that you can now move it to the page I want to. I think this one is quite long, so the drag and drop is the most common way to import a file. All right, so we are done with uh, the how to import it. Now let's talk about the JPEG and the PNG file I was talking about. So as I said, this one has a background and everything, so it is a JPEG file. Let's go and import a PNG file for you guys to see. So I have a folder, a whole folder for PNGs, Okay, so obviously this one has no background, right? So let us drag this one So this one has no background. So this one is called the PNG file. Let me take something so that we don't have a coded um, right. So comparing this to this, you can see that this one has no background, but this one has a background. So this one is called the PNG file. This one is called the JPEG file. So as I was telling you guys the other day that anytime you are transforming an image on your canvas, make sure you hold the Alt, right? Let me show you something without holding the Alt and see. Have you seen it's not even? You see that? Let me show you. Let me go back and let me show you. Let me do it again. Right. So there's the file. So let's try and stretch and see. I've seen it's like if you're not careful and how should I say it, and you stretch it upwards, the image will become more lengthy. That so I say you have increased the person's height while the person is short. So anytime you are stretching a file, make sure that you hold the Alt, right, so that everything becomes even. Now look, I've maintained the person's height, I've maintained the backgrounds, the image, even the integrity of the image. I've maintained it so that there is no issue, so that you don't make some people longer than they actually are. Maybe you'll be receiving gigs, someone will tell you to maybe a pastor will tell you to do a work for him. He's doing a 3-day revival, and you stretch the person and the person become very tall. No, 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 no. Make sure that anytime you are transforming an image, you hold the Alt and you scale it up and down, so that everything you're doing is even. All right, good. Now let me show you something about. I think we should go to the next video. Yeah. So placing images. I think this is enough. And also, yeah, making an image your background. Making an image your background. So you want to make an image your background, you just have to stretch it, hold your Alt, and stretch it to cover the whole sheet. Let me do it again. Your Alt. So now the image is a whole background. You understand? Good. And let me use this opportunity to even teach you something more about images and background. All right. So I can decrease the opacity of my images here. You can do same for your shape. You can do same for your text and everything. This is what we call opacity. So opacity means the ability, when something is opaque, it means light cannot go through, right? So when it is 100%, it means no light, or you cannot even see through, right? Good. So if it's 100%, it means nothing, you cannot see anything behind it. All right, good. So but if I decrease this one opacity, I can actually see the white background, right? Let me place this one behind it so that you actually appreciate what I'm trying to say. Good. So at 100% opacity for the image, I cannot see the PNG, which is behind the image. Okay, but when I reduce the opacity, I can actually see what is behind it. So I think you will end for today's image class. Then you do more when you start with the flyers, when you start applying everything that we are doing today. So make sure that anything that you are learning today, you'll be able to apply it the next time we need it. All right, good. So we'll meet in the next video. Shalom. God bless you guys. Bye.